Hi guys, and welcome back to the Bristol Prepper channel. So today guys, we're making a video about maintaining and cleaning your axe. Be it a small hatchet or a big felling axe, it's really the same thing, same process you go through. You just got to adapt it a little bit different for the handle length. But anyway guys, I just get a few questions about it since I did the knife one, maintaining and cleaning your knives. So I thought I'd do one about the axes. So first of all, we're going to do it on this old axe. This axe was restored. You might have seen a video on it. I've done a recent video on my projects. Haven't seen that video, go back and check that out and you can see what I did to the axe. But we're going to work on this today. So it's not dirty, but let's imagine it is dirty. I've used it all day and it's a little bit dirty. Because first thing we want to do before we start sharpening the blade and all that, you want to clean it. So first thing we want to do is get some, I use warm. Everything I'm doing here guys, before we say, everything we're doing is the way I do it, you know. This is my way. I'm not saying it's the best way or the right way, I'm just saying this is the way I do it. It's always worked for me. I don't get any problems with rust or erosion or any shit like that. So this is the way I do it and it works for me. So yeah. So what I use is hot water with a little bit of soap in it, and then I just get a cloth and then wring it out a bit so it's damp, and then too much soap in there. Yeah, probably has a bit too much soap, but there we go. Yeah, and then we just wipe on the blade, okay? So we're getting and I use like the sponges you use for dishwashing, so you've got like a rough side on this side and then a soft side on the other side. So if it's really hard dirt in there or you've got some crap in there you can't get out, you can scrub it and get it off. So you scrub your axes and that. And people get really worried when it comes to carbon steel and any sort of steel really, and water. People get a little bit afraid of it, but nothing, high carbon steel or not, it's not never an issue. Just rub it so you get all the crap off your blade. And once you've done that, and you've rubbed it enough and soaked it and all that, and you've got it wet, you could even run it under the tap, a hot tap. It doesn't really matter guys, because at the end of the day we're going to clean it all off anyway. So once you've got your axe nice and clean, just take some kitchen roll or tissue paper, whatever you want to call it. If you're American, you might not call it kitchen roll. Yeah, take some tissue paper and then just dry it off guys. But this is important, you want to make sure it's really nice and dry, that you're not missing any areas, because that's when you will get corrosion and that. And when you're cleaning it, there's no need to really worry too much about the actual edge and the grind, because obviously you're going to be sharpening that, so any rust or any dirt will come off in the sharpening process. Just want to make sure it's nice and dry, there's no wet on it at all, because like I said, that's when it'll you'll start getting problems, when you start leaving wet everywhere. So we've got that nice and clean now. You might have to do both sides and take a little bit longer, but mine wasn't dirty. So now I've cleaned that, let's move that to the side. Now this is my maintenance box. I use this for maintaining my knives and machetes, everything really. Now when you're sharpening a axe, you can use a metal file. I've used this before. I used this for a while before I got my my Lansky puck, which is like an axe sharpener or machete sharpener. Really good guys. I really recommend one of these. Anybody's thinking about getting one, I really recommend it. They're a nice bit of kit. A little bit dirty, just rub that off. Yeah, so and what quick thing about the stones, any stone you're using, once you finish with it, just you can, after a few times using it, you might get a little bit of dirt on it and a little bit of metal filings all over it, especially if your blade's a little bit dirty. So you want to wash that in soap and then get a wire brush and just scrape it off and it'll all come off. But yeah, so once you're ready, just get your stone or your file. Now in this process you can, this is the way I do it, but you can put it in a vise, that's not a problem, in a vise or anything like that. That would probably be better, but I haven't got a vise, so I just use this. Use my eye. So I hold, start on one side with that the handle pointing away from me, and so my eye line is along the blade, so I can see the blade. Put the stone on the edge of the axe, then rock it until I'm sat on flat on the bevel, and the shadow disappears. Yeah. So I'll show you guys from this angle. Put it flat, and rock it until I'm flat on the bevel, and then yeah. So it's nice and flat, so you're with the edge. So I do that on the side, and then what I do is small circular motion. And when you're sharpening, guys, you can feel it. So if I'm doing it like this, it's no real resistance, but when you're doing it like this, there is a bit of resistance. So just do that. And obviously if you've got I'm doing it on the fine side, but I can do it on the coarse side if I've got a really beat up axe. Just took some chunks out of it. Best thing I do is close one eye, and then go to town on it. Small circular motion. Now you can do it by strokes, you can do it by time. I normally do it by feel, and but you can do it by time. So say 10 seconds on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now I do 10 on this side. I put the axe handle for a small hatchet into my chest, or just above my chest, and then look at it exactly the same way. Rock it on the flat, and then onto the bevel. So I'm nice sat flat. The shadow's gone, and then 10 seconds again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So then, hopefully, then your edge is together. So it's not, you've got no overlapping, or you've got no major burr on each side. You will have burr on it because I'm using a coarse stone, so you will have a certain amount of burr on it, but it won't be bad because obviously you've done it the same amount of side, same each side. And then once you've done the coarse, you just go on to the fine. So I flipped the side, I did it on that side originally, flipping it to the fine side, and then I'll do the same. So I'll start on this side. So I'll do 10 seconds on this side now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And when you're doing this, guys, if you want to know you're doing it right, just feel it. Just feel the edge, gently. I'm not saying slam your fingers down on it, but go gentle and feel that edge. And you can feel whether it's getting sharper, and then also lean it into the light. And if you can see any bits of the edge shimmering back at you, that's normally a flat spot or a divot in the blade. Hold it up, just have a real good look at it. Take your time, have a look at the edge, and you can tell if there's any lumps and chunks out of it. I have got some chunks out of this one. I will need a lot of work on this once I get into it, but no matter for this video. So yeah, like I said, 10 seconds each side. Let's do 10 on this side now, on the fine side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now I've done it either side. You can feel, best thing to do, I like to do, is to feel if you've got too much burr on one side, is hold your hand out like a flat, not quite flat, then gently run the back of the edge up your hand. And if it's nice and smooth, you've got no major burr. But if you feel gripping, a bit like nails in you, gripping to your skin and scratching it, then you've normally got some bad burr on there, so you want to go back and do it on the opposite side for a little bit more with the fine stone. But here, we've got no major burr, nothing that calls for concern. So we finished with the stone, but this might take you few goes to get it to that point where it's sharp enough for you to move from the coarse to the fine, and then same, you might have to wait, might take you a few goes to get it to that nice sharp place where you want it, so you can stop using the stone. So it wants to be relatively sharp, quite like nice. With an axe, I don't tend to do it to a razor sharp edge because it won't last long, especially when you're doing it with an axe, because obviously you're a little bit more careless with an axe. Maybe you're swinging it around and you might hit stones, and you're hitting a lot of hard things within the wood, you know, knots and that and such. So I don't like it to be a razor edge. I like it sharp, so it can cut hair off, but not so it's popping hair. it's quite hard to explain, but you don't want it amazingly sharp as your knife, because like I said, you want that edge a little bit more tougher than your knife. You want it to withstand and not roll. So I don't do it as sharp as a knife, just so, really. But you'll feel that, guys. With experience comes you feeling the edge, and you know what's what and know what to do. So anyway, once we've done that and we're happy with the sharpness of it, we go to stropping. Now you might use a big stropping board, you might use a belt, you could use so many different things in the stropping world. You can use so much stuff. So we get our stropping board and we will I don't know what the word is. Is it called loading? I don't know. Loading or preparing it. I don't know what you want to call it. But anyway, we're going to load this up. Just what I find to do is best thing to do. Maybe pop this on a radiator for literally like 30 seconds so it's nice and warm. And when the compound is warm, it sinks into the leather more. Grips into the pores of the leather when it's a little bit warm and a little bit more malleable. So that's a top tip for using compound. It comes off a little bit easier. It's hard to work with. So anyway, I could do a little bit more than there, but no, not a problem. Once you're ready, then I choke right up on the head and then drag that through. A little bit like when you do it with a knife. I want to hold it up a little bit more, but same process, just pulling that up. But because the axe head's so wide, and because obviously it's rounded, you want to work on different points, if you understand. So you want to work on that front portion first, do 5 strokes on there, then maybe move to the middle, do 5 strokes on there, and then maybe move to the end and do another 5 on that end, just so you've got nice and even axe. Then we will spin the axe round. So on the other side, if you can do it left-handed, that's great. I can. If you can't, and one of these people can't use their opposite hand, your weak hand, then just spin the axe the other way. So there you go. Do 5 on the front, and then you can do 5 on the middle, and then you do 5 on the end. And stropping, guys, is a really good way of getting rid of all that burr, all that rubbish on the on your axe or knife. Stropping is really the best way to get it to that absolutely spot on edge. Because stropping, all it does is gets rid of that burr and makes that edge that much stronger. The sharp blade is always safer than a blunt one. Okay, so we've got a nice strop right up there. So that's good now. And the final process, as always, guys, is taking that axe and then getting yourself a rag and then some oil. On these stones, on this stone, you can use oil or water on the lances going stone. Sorry, not scone, stone. I did it dry today, but that's just because I was showing you guys. But on your, obviously, your stone will be different, or it might be a oil stone as well. I don't know, but all stones are different. Just use whatever is meant to be on your stone. So all we do is get a little bit of mineral oil or whatever preservative or oil or anything like that, whatever you use to make sure your blades don't rust. Just rub a little bit of that on there, on any of the exposed metal areas. So on here I've got a nice patina. No need to really worry about the axe that much, to be honest. Spin it round, do the other side. And guys, this stuff really, as the saying goes, a dab will do you, because this oil runs for quite a long time. You can really stretch this oil and make sure it's all coated nice. There we go. It's nice and coated now. It's not going to rust on me. Rust is the biggest killer of tools, guys. Any of your tools that you've chucked away and discarded is 90% of the time because they're rusty. It's never an issue. You can get back from rust, but it's a pain. So prevention is the best cure, really. Preventing that rust from ever even occurring is the best way to do it, and that's the way I do it. And then, guys, you're finished. You've got a nice sharp axe, oiled up, so it's not. You can leave it in your cupboard and it won't rust. And now you're ready for the woods. Now it's ready for you to take to the woods or take camping, whatever you use your axe for. Next time you want to use it, and it won't be all messed up, and then you can just do that every time you come back. So every time you come back from the woods, it might not need to go to the stone. You might just want to strop it, or yeah, you might not need to take it to the stone, or you might just need to go on the fine side. You know, so you really need to get used to. Well, like, with time and experience comes you getting used to the feel of the stone, of the edge, and getting used to what a sharp axe feels like and where it should be in terms of sharpness. So that's it. You could even get yourself, guys, a little maintenance box like I got, and you keep all your gear in there, and whenever you need it, you bring it all out, and it's all there ready and waiting for you. Really handy, guys. That's what I do. Yeah, so that's how to maintain an axe. And all your, if you've got a longer handle, you can just best thing to do with a really long felling axe, a full length axe, is to put it in a vise, really. But a little bit of cloth either side, so you're not damaging the head. But put it in a vise. That's probably the best option, as well, so you don't hurt yourself. Because if you've got a massive handle, one is hitting you in the chest and you're reaching down, you know what I mean, accidents could happen. So prevent that. Just put it in a vise if you've got one. If not, and you've got a really long axe and you're like, God, Bristol Prepper, you do it with your small hatchet, but I can't do it with my long felling axe. Best thing to do is, it's quite hard to show you here, but if you put it on the edge of the table, so like mine is here, put it on, the camera can see that, yeah? Camera can see that? Put it on the edge of the table, hold it firm, hold the handle or the head, so we're seeing here, hold the handle or the head, and then take your stone in this hand, and then grind it this side, do all your grinding, and then take it, flip it, and then do it on the other side of holding it, okay? So it's really easy, guys, with a longer one. It's not so hard. Definitely shorter is easier. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this video, guys, and you've learned a little bit about maintaining your axes and keeping them sharp. If you've got any questions, I'd love to hear it, or if you've got anything the ways you like to sharpen and maintain your axes, slam it down beneath in the crotch box. I'd love to hear it, guys. I love hearing everybody's stuff because it's just cool, you know, hearing different people's opinions and what they do is really cool. So slam it all down beneath in the crotch box. Like the video if you've enjoyed this. It's been a massive help to my channel. Also subscribe as well if you're not already a subscriber, because we love new subscribers. It makes my missus happy and it keeps me in the good books. Also, guys, like me on Facebook. If you want to know how to get on my Facebook, go in the description and check that link out there. It'll be a link that takes straight to my Facebook, and you could be a part of the Bristol Prepper family. Because Facebook, guys, is the only way you're going to get and be in the know. You know what I mean? Because that's where all the photos go out first and all the shit happens first. So get on Facebook and like me. Oh, so much to say, guys. Anyway, guys, as always, stay prepared. I'll catch you guys another day, another way.